Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. Today, we will be discussing the modern techniques to relate it in our discussions on drugs and poison. So please take note that the first technique is chromatography with three classifications. The first one is the paper, second is the TLC, and then the third one is the gas chromatography. I will make a separate video for the demonstration of these three. However, we need to understand that regardless of their classifications, chromatography has one point, that is separate the mixtures. Okay? Separation po siya by the mixture. Yan ang dapat ninyong tandaan sa chromatography. It asked the question, kaya ba nating paghiwalayin ang mga mixture of substances? For example, sa ink, kaya ko bang i-determine na itong ink na ito, itong substance na ito, sasama sa tubig o hindi? Ito ba ay polar, sumasama sa tubig, or non-polar, hindi siya sumasama sa tubig? Pag nalaman natin yon, pwedeng ma-detect natin or pwede tayong mag-create ng hypothesis na dahil polar ang isang substance, okay, wala siyang masyadong organic component. Okay? O kaya naman, non-polar ito, ibig sabihin, pwede lang itong sumama kapag ka oil o kaya naman alcohol ang ginagamit natin. Kasi nga, yung tubig, okay, halimbawa, hindi siya pwedeng sumama sa mantika. Diba? Kasi iba nga yung kanilang structure. And that's the beauty of chemistry. And also, spectrophotometry, it detects and identifies and estimates some poisons. Okay, I will make also separate video about this one. Okay, basta tandaan nyo objectively that the main goal of spectrophotometry is to detect, okay, it is a technique to detect and identify and estimate some poisons. Take note ha, estimate. Ibig sabihin, it does not, okay, give you the accurate and precise result, but estimate only. Okay, parang 50-50 po yan, pero ipapamukha niya lang sa'yo na mayroon. Diba? Mayroon akong nais malaman. Yan yung mga question na ina-address ng spectrophotometry. It will estimate the poisons. Okay, alcohol with the chemical formula of C2H5OH. Okay, this is a solvent, antiseptic, and beverages. This is not new to you kasi masyado na natin ginagamit ito sa pang-araw-araw, di ba? Alcohol is used for skin infection, and a minute amount or minute concentration of alcohol are found in the beverages. Okay? So, may 14%, 12%, 10%, 5%. With a boiling point also of 78 degrees Celsius, and when ingested, it does not require digestion before digestion. Okay? It is a strong dehydrating agent converted to ethylene. And alcohol also are flammable with blue flame. It is acted also by alcohol dehydrogenase, converting it to carbon dioxide. So, one of the glass of alcohol can be fermented. Ito po yung sinasabi natin kanina, beer, ales, wines. Okay, with their specific scent. And there are also distilled liquors. Okay, ibig sabihin na process sila into distillation. This is acute alcohol poisoning. Okay, these type of liquors might indicate what we call acute alcohol poisoning. Yan, yung gin. Okay, 35 to 45% by volume. Whiskeys and also brandy. Okay, 40 to 55% by volume. So what are the reasons of drinking alcoholic beverages? Yan, curiosity, it's a symbol of friendship, escape from unpleasant realities. It might be religious ceremonies, stimulant to combat shyness. Okay. So these are the guidelines also for us to know the source of energy and heat that we obtain from alcohol. This is a 1 gram of alcohol please take note that is equal to 7 calories. And then 1 ounce equals 100 calories. Diba? Yan. So, the following are the signs of acute alcoholism. So, please take note ha. And baka kayo yan or baka may kakilala kayo, ito po yung mga sinyales ng acute alcoholism o yung sobrang nalalason na sa alcohol. And also we have the fatal dose. Ayan. Basically these are this lecture is more of informative na lang siya. Okay, kailangan ninyong malaman that anyway, on our face-to-face, I will expound more on this lecture and also for you to really understand why are we studying this. Okay, and also we have the fatal dose, 0.5% alcohol in the brain. Okay, yeah. And okay, please be familiarized with the chemical test of alcohol. We have what we call the chromic acid test. Okay, it is green color at the zone of contact. Liebens iodoform. Okay, ano ang product niyan? Yellow precipitate. Okay, you're going to add potassium iodine till green color and then 5% sodium hydroxide and then you heat it until the iodoform odor. Okay, basta ang palatandaan natin sa Liebens, yellow precipitate. Ang palatandaan natin sa chromic acid test, green color at the zone contact. And we have also the Berthelot's test, also known as the ethyl benzoate. Okay, you just heat this in the water bath. Okay, and then lalabas dyan yung amoy ng ethyl benzoate. Okay, kapag ka nangamoy ang ethyl benzoate, that is an indication of ethyl alcohol being converted, Yan. Acetaldehyde test, okay, will give you a red color appearance. And for the Rombergs, ayan, actually ang Rombergs hindi po ito colorimetry, ang gagawin ng Rombergs papatayuin yung subject natin ng nakapikit ang kanyang mga mata sa 1 minuto. Ayan. Pagka medyo gegewang-gewang siya, okay, lasing yan. Pero kapag 1 minute, nakatayo lang siya firmly, hindi siya lasing. Basta ang purpose ng Rombergs, lasing ka ba o hindi? Doon ang kanyang test. Okay. The Cavett's method as well, and also this one gas chromatography, a measured amount of the substance to be tested is injected into a heated chamber where it vaporizes or pyrolyzes. Okay. Okay, so these are the diagnostic points of drunkenness. Alcoholic breath smell, dry tongue, ayan. Diagnostic points. Pagka masyado ng tuyong-tuyo ang dila mo, yung behavior mo medyo kakaiba na. Yan. Tapos tremors or error in coordination. Mga ganun na, 'di ba? Okay, that's based on research. Tapos alcohol breath test. Yan. Actually, ang kagandahan po dito sa subject na to is baka pwede nating pagka nalaman natin yung mga terminologies, 'di ba? Pwede nyo na siyang gamitin sa practical experience kapag halimbawa ang ginagawa ninyo, 'di ba? So, meron ng tremors si pare, 'di ba? Ibig sabihin, wala na siyang koordinasyon. Natutumba-tumba na siya pero di niya alam. Mga ganun. Okay, so usually kasi mahalaga po yung alcometer tsaka alcotest when it comes to traffic accidents. So halimbawa po sa ibang bansa ang nangyayari, ang mga pulis po doon stricto kapag nagda-drive ka, meron talaga silang tool, yung mga kapulisan doon, okay, drunkometer. Ipapa-inhale mo yan, no? Papahingain ka as driver. Tapos merong merong measurement doon sa drunkometer na kapag ka umabot doon, okay, ibig sabihin, yung hininga mo, ibig sabihin, indicative na lasing ka. Ganon. Ayan, carbon dioxide is absorbed and then measured in what we call drunkometer. Yan. Ang tawag po dyan ay Harger test or Bogen test. Okay? Yan. Gaganon ka lang. Tapos, merong ano yun. May metro doon sa alcometer na yan. Para malaman kung ikaw ba ay lasing na drive o hindi. So, ganun po yung kagandahan sa ibang bansa. And also methanol, that is wood spirit, wood naphtol. It is obtained also by destructive distillation of the wood. Usually ito mga preservative solution itong mga ito. Yan. So ang boiling point niya 60, yung isa ethanol 78, ito 60. Okay. So toxicity, please take note that in the physiological actions, toxicity is increased by its impurities. Okay? When the poison taken internally or absorbed through the skin. So, yung methanol has a more prolonged action than ethanol. And the body has difficulty in eliminating it. Okay? Kung ang ethanol nako-convert into ethanoic acid, ang methanol kapag ka na-ingest mo, mako-convert yan sa katawan into formic acid. And ano ba ang formic acid? Guys, formic acid ay isang component po yan sa langgam. Di ba pag nakagat ka ng langgam, sobrang kati na masakit. Okay? Kasi ang mga langgam nagre-release din yan ng mga formic acid. Ano? Yan. Wala lang. Share ko lang. Okay. So, please read also the signs of methanol consumption.